Welcome to another Ask AdWords. I'm Alex.
And I'm Joe.
We got 3 more questions to answer this week from the questions you've sent in over social media using the hashtag AskAdWords. If you have any questions for future episodes, feel free to send them in using the Ask AdWords hashtag, or just leave a comment in this video, as many of you have done in the past, and we'll have a look at it for future episodes. So the first question we have this week comes in over Twitter using the hashtag PPCchat, and this is one that we've gotten a lot, so we thought we would tackle it in the show. And it reads, how do you get review extensions approved?
So I'm actually really glad this question came in. This is a newer feature. Review extensions is different than seller ratings, where you would say 50 reviews for 4.5 stars. This is actually a specific quote that you can put into your ad text. Now you can't just say I'm the best from Aunt Sally. That's not going to work. What you're going to need to do is get a quote from an actual reputable source. So if a newspaper quotes #1 in the industry, that could potentially be a good quote for you to put in your ad. So what are kind of some of the requirements for that?
Yeah, so like Joe mentioned, you need it to be from a legitimate source, right? So it can't just be someone you know or a quote that you made up, obviously, in regards to it getting approved. Another important thing is that it's in context. You obviously want to make sure that you're conveying the spirit of the quote and that you're not, decontextualizing something to show, something that it's not. Another important thing is that it's unique and substantive. So by that we mean that the quote should be conveying something that's not conveyed in the ad already. So if you have a part of your ad that says best mattress store in town, and then your quote says best mattress store in town, localnewspaper.com, that's not unique. It's not separate from what you've already told us. So those are kind of the 3 main tenets to follow if you're looking to get the quote approved. But if it's from a legitimate source and it's a great quote and it's in context, then definitely toss it in there and check out those review extensions on the ad extensions tab. And if you get them in there, they're eligible to show, and it should hopefully help you out. And that's available right now, I think, globally, but in English only.
English only, yeah. And what we've been seeing is actually an increase in click-through rate for those that do add that, so I would definitely suggest that. Second question comes from Lisa, and it reads, what is the difference between AdWords and AdWords Express?
So another really common question that we get a lot, and it's really good to make sure that everyone's clear on the difference between the 2 different products. So AdWords and AdWords Express. So they both produce the same thing. They both help you produce ads to show on the search network and text ads and display ads to show on the display network. But the management of these 2 different products is what's the main difference. So AdWords Express, the way that I explain it is that it's a modified version of AdWords, or a simplified version of AdWords. So on AdWords, you have, on the regular, full AdWords product, you have the potential to have complete control over almost everything. Yeah. Your keywords, your bids, your review extensions, all these different things that you can get involved with at a very granular level. On AdWords Express, you pretty much put in or input some very basic information into the system, primarily your type of business, an ad, a budget, so how much you're willing to pay, and where you're located, and how much of an area you'd like to target around where you're located. And what's really important on AdWords Express to understand is that that's normally a very limited area in the sense that it's local, right? About 30 to 40 miles out from where your store or business is pretty much the limit of where AdWords Express can advertise on your behalf. After you input these basic factors, the system does the rest for you. It chooses your keywords, it chooses your bids, it pretty much manages your account for you. And again, it's for local businesses. So if you're advertising locally, AdWords Express is for you. Potentially, if you're looking to do a national, international campaign, definitely use regular AdWords. But if you're trying to decide, do I use AdWords or AdWords Express? Well, first I would check to make sure that you're a local business. If that's the case, if you don't have a ton of time to manage an account, and you're new to online advertising and pay-per-click, you might consider AdWords Express. Check it out. So that way you can ease your way into managing an online advertising campaign. See how it performs, look at the keywords that it's using, get a feel for the environment, and if it's working well for you, obviously stick with it, or potentially jump up to regular AdWords where you're going to be in more control. But yeah, that's a lot of information, but hopefully it kind of clarifies the main differences, right? AdWords Express is a simplified local version of the regular AdWords product.
Perfect.
Next, so the last question comes in from Greg Wall, who says, I use AdWords Editor a lot. Why doesn't it have all the features available in the desktop user interface?
So basically, you have the main AdWords feature, and for those of you who don't know what AdWords Editor is, basically AdWords is the main advertising platform. AdWords Editor is basically an offline version that you download where you can make bulk edits offline and then upload them to your account. So because this is a downloadable program, it's basically going to be put out in different segments or different versions, whereas AdWords is kind of a constantly evolving interface. So those aren't always going to match up one-to-one.
Right, yeah. So, like Joe said, there might be a slight delay. There might be some features that aren't available. We really do appreciate the feedback, and in general, we always appreciate product feedback that you guys give us in the comments and over social media. So, specifically, if there's a part of AdWords Editor that's missing that you'd like to see, let us know. I mean, no guarantees on our behalf that we can get it inputted for you, but we'll let the product team know. And, this is how one of the main ways we improve our products is feedback like this. So thanks for the information. Now you know about AdWords Editor, regular AdWords, and AdWords Express.
And review extensions. Thanks so much for watching this Ask AdWords episode. If you have future questions, please feel free to use the hashtag AskAdWords on any social media site. We look forward to hearing from you. Have a good one.
See ya.